Okay, welcome to another scene of the Social Scene podcast. This is scene 19. You must have realized today Dixon is not here with us because of unavoidable circumstances. So I'll be stepping in as the host. Hope I'll be able to fit into those shoes. I'm not sure. Anyway, let us see how it goes. So guys, today we'll be talking about something about modernity, but not technology or anything else. We are talking about modernity in terms of gender. The modern man, the modern woman. I understand they're the traditional men, traditional women. I don't know, are those our grandmothers or anything? Who knows? Yeah. We'll get to know as this conversation goes on. Before we continue, guys, let me take this chance to again thank you for always showing up. You keep on subscribing, watching our videos, giving us those likes, commenting. Yeah, let us form a habit of commenting. Let us not just watch and like. At least take a minute or comment, whatever you see, whether it's bad or good. We'll take it as it is because tunapenda. Another thing, you can also follow us on our social media platforms. There is X, the Social Scene Podcast, Instagram, the Social Scene Podcast, Facebook, the Social Scene Podcast, kuna TikTok, the Social Scene Podcast. So let us, I don't know, how do I introduce these wonderful people I have on this set today? I have a lot of wonderful people. Let me start on my right or on my left. On my right, because I use my right hand. So on my right, I have a gentleman. He'll tell you more about himself, but I have to tell you something about him. I never knew Mr. Kiragu I never knew he could be part of this conversation because I know him in a very different way. Very different way. Then he'll tell us who he is. On the other side, we have Sophie Juma. I won't talk more about Sophie Juma. You know where it might end to. Yeah. For those people who have been following up our previous scenes, I won't talk more about Sophie Juma today. She'll also tell us who she is, what she does. On my left, I have two amazing ladies. Are they not amazing?
Yeah.
Wameweza. Yeah. One is our co-host. You all know her. Rachel Wamushi. She's gone missing. She'll let us know where she's been, what she's been up to. Then we have Mercy Mulwa. Yeah, she'll be our guest today too. We'll be talking with her. She'll let us know what she does, who she is, and everything. So let us start with Chan, director.
Man.
Yeah.
Oburu,
who are you? Niko fiti?
Yeah.
Umerealize na chance kukaa hapa leo.
Bwana.
Sikupenda kwangu. Sijazoea.
Niko fiti, tuna flow.
Nice.
Yeah. Jina ni Kiragu Chan. Yeah. I'm a filmmaker, film director to be specific.
Yeah.
Lakini hapa sasa nimekuja conversation nyingine. Actually when I got an invite, nilikuwa nashinda sana kuja kubonga nini bwana. So but tuko hapo, acha tu flow na nini na
topic venye kutaenda kuenda.
Yeah. Kuna msee huko Saupili.
Mtu ako sangi. Yeah. Yes. Umefikiwa.
What's up guys? Niko Sophie Juma. I'm an actress, film producer, basically generally just a film enthusiast. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm humbled to be in the midst of this
big people. Yeah. Thank you.
You should know them.
Let's go to my left. Wamoshi. Yes.
Hi, people. So, you know me. I'm Rachel Wamoshi. I'm an actor and generally an artist. Wala nimepotea.
Yeah. Welcome back.
You know.
Welcome back home.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've been doing things with myself. Kama unaishithika, you can find me at Deacons, at laundry mat shop.
Okay.
At a dry cleaning. So leta nguo zako tukoshe, you know.
Kondo umekuwa.
Yeah, have some dirty ones.
Oh, nice.
You can maybe make a point. Kama huko hapo around Deacons or whatever, huko hizo zingine. You can make a point to find one of our agents. Tunakuanga na agents where you can drop our clothes to pick them, wash them, drop. Yeah, so that's what I've been up to generally, among other things. Now, of course, I've missed you. Now I'm looking forward to having a very nice conversation.
Then it seems you'll start with washing your bed sheet because it was used when you were not here, obviously. Yeah, so we are sorry for that. We apologize. We are social sinners anyway. Yeah.
Mulwa Mercy, a student at Vika School of Medical. 1.3 Diploma in Community Health and Development. I've forgotten that. Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, umesikia watu nakaa. I'm a protected person. So guys, those are the guests we are having today. And to start this conversation, there's this story. I'm sure some of you have had people who listen to this radio station of Maina and Kingangi in the morning. Classic. So there's this conversation where a young man, 23 years of age, who amongst us is 23, akirudi chini. Kuna mtu wa 23 ama si wote?
Umepanda kidogo.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So yeah. So there's this guy, a man, 23 years old. I don't call him a man. He's a guy. So this guy calls and says that he's in love with a lady who is 66 years old. In a relationship. 66 years old. Yeah. My reaction was the exact reaction you people had, because I was like, was it 23 or 43? Or, yeah, then he said 23 years of age. So a lot of people were giving their views on that and everything. And there was this one opinion that caught my attention. Someone said he wonders why people saw it as a big deal, yet we see it normal for young ladies hanging out with older men. But now people are crucifying this young man for hanging out with an old lady. And someone was, what kind of stories are they talking about? Is the woman telling about how Kenya got independence, how our freedom fighters were, because, yeah, you see, because even Kenya itself is not 66 years of age. So I don't know. Yeah, Kenya is 60 years. So I don't know. What do you think about it? Like in terms of how the society now compares these two people. A young man dating that older woman, but they feel it's very okay for a young lady to be dating an old man. They call them sponsors.
I think umesema an old man.
Oh, a young man.
Yeah,
a young man dating an older woman. Like the society is so harsh on these young men as compared to young women dating older men.
Ladies first.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay. Then nikaanza kuangalia my reaction. But then, what I know is personal, my opinion. Disclaimer, this is mine. What I know is I tend to think men mature later than women. So I feel like if it's a woman dating an older guy, it's okay because you know, I feel like this guy has already matured.
Yeah.
You know, but then if it's an older woman dating a younger guy,
But the younger guy hajamachua bado.
hey, he's not yet there. Like,
so who do you think is the problem? The guy or the woman? Or both of them?
both of them, kuna kasoro tu somewhere. Either juu inaweza kwa in one relationship inaweza kwa the guy, in another inaweza kwa the lady. But then I think but mostly the lady. Surely you go for a younger guy.
Walianza aje, you know, like how did it even start?
Kuna podcast I listened to, and there's this guy named Benjamin. He talks about men being a man who's below 30 years of age. He's not yet grown enough to know life or whatever. It's not yet matured. I don't know. You guys can tell if it's true. But I also alisema a guy who's younger than 30 bado haja grow enough, haja mature enough to know how to handle life in general. Like bado you're still young.
Okay.
And akasema women mature at 25, guys mature at 30. Yeah.
So I'm immature.
You're still immature. That's why when you tell me, oh, you want to settle in, I'm like, oh, Oburu, do you know what you're saying?
Wait.
Take time.
You didn't talk to me that. Oh man. Guys.
Yeah, so I feel like I feel like it's not logical. It's not logic for an older woman to be with a younger guy.
Okay.
Kwa hiyo conversation walikuwa wako in a relationship yenye wanadai get into a marriage ama ni ile tu ya
Actually, this guy, if I remember, the convo never ended because one of the presenters was so harsh to this guy. Yeah, and I tend to support him for being harsh with this guy because I feel like this is like any other lazy dude that is not ready to work. Why would you go for an older woman?
But he said he was in love.
But the issue here was this guy, he never said whether they are ready to get into marriage or anything. But what he said that he felt very comfortable in that kind of a relationship. I was asking myself a lot of biological questions that I won't ask here. But yeah.
He was comfortable.
I think it's not okay.
Biologically...
It's okay.
Yeah, if you know biologically, yeah.
I think it's okay.
You think it's okay?
Okay.
Why?
Literally, home is where the heart belongs. So if these guys are in love, like we can't just be there and judge them. Like, what if a person judges you for being in love with a person of your age? It's totally incorrect, right? So if they're in love, we just have to be there for them, show them some love. Yeah, those guys need compassion. Yeah, at some point, maybe this lady skipped a stage in the life. Like maybe she didn't have this relationship when she was at that age, you know. So she's enjoying it right now.
Oh.
It's a chance.
What about this young man?
If the dude is okay with it, then worry.
Oh.
So me personally, I think the guy amejiweka in a jeopardy as in situation ingine noma sana. Juu the lady itafika point, hebu angalia 10 years later ako 76, the guy is 33.
Oh my goodness. Ndiye ana mature, as Sophie says it.
So the guy atakuwa amekaliwa sana na it's like shushu yake man.
And I'm sure that even at 76 this woman will still be alive.
Old age, diseases.
I'm not wishing her death.
Yeah, like utapata this guy sasa amekuwa like a caregiver sasa to this old lady.
It's a bit maybe the last bit of her life ndio ako tu hapo.
Yeah. Alafu utapata a tendency ya the women kukua controlling kwa as in juu itafika point huyu kijana ataanza kuwa attracted to
younger ladies.
Yeah.
So imagine that younger, that 66-year-old granny and this guy gets exposed to these beautiful young ladies here. You tell me if he's still going to tell us that and convince us that he really loves that 66.
Yeah, I think kuna motive.
Imagine at that point kwenye now this person is a granny and then he has to take your part ya kuwa caregiver. Hata atapata wapi time ya maybe commit na younger people. Ama mimi nipatane na yeye anza kuniambia kuna girlfriend alafu nipate ni a 76-year-old mama.
Girlfriend yake ni mkubwa kushinda hata shosho yako.
But ngoja, we need try kukuja kwa their side.
How is he going to move on? How is he going to move on like after the relationship na possibly after ameachwa?
Hata kama the lady for now she doesn't see it as a big deal. Maybe I have money and all of that. I can take care of this young boy.
Oh, the lady is rich.
Obviously.
Yeah, at 23 ana kitu obvious.
Why will I later
unajua vile factor ya love imeingizwa hapo ndani, so I was like okay, he's in love.
There's money involved. There's wealth involved. Kuna motive behind this. Probably will itaandikwa jina yake.
Yeah, so umesema atakuwa exposed to young ladies.
Yeah.
Tuko na wewe hapa, where is your girlfriend? Probably she's not here. Are you attracted to us? No.
Who?
Because you're in love with that other lady and not us.
Singulize swali tena.
Kumpatia time.
It went so fast because I really
No, the thing is ni venye anasema until that dude atakuwa attracted to girls.
With time.
Like,
I feel like
atapata generally okay atapata these young chicks wako let's be honest.
Yeah.
Watakuwa more
They're
attractive.
Yeah.
But I get
So-
her, yeah, naongelelea
Wanapenda
point ya.
kula
Unajua kuna
already
ile
ako in
aspect
love.
ya being in love with someone. Like,
Let me ask you.
like
You're saying it's
Let me ask you a genuine question.
yeah.
How many of you are in love?
Oh,
I just need to know.
I'm not in love.
sema wow.
How many of you are in love?
including that dude.
No, leave alone that dude. Let us talk here. How many of you
I've
are
ever
in love? You've been in love before. You've been in love before. I know you.
Mimi
Vitu happens. Ndio.
Things will happen. You've been in love before.
Yeah.
Good. Let us shut up. The fact that if I'm in love today, I'm not in love today. But if I was in love today, and I'm outside there, the fact that I'm in love does not mean I can't find someone else attractive. That's a fact. Because that's a fact. So the issue is, the issue with that guy, what you're trying to say here, with time it happens. And you know,
Maybe
and,
it's already happened.
and it's already, and I think that's what even happens in most of our relationships today. They end because probably you find someone attractive in a different way that the person you're with at the moment is not attractive in that way. Very many ways, physical, intellectually, you know, and such things. So my point, there's a lady who said something that I tend to agree with. Older women are desperate for love.
At that point, yeah.
The Miss-Independent women, they are desperate for love. You have your career, you have your money, but you are too old. At 30 years old, no man will want to settle with a 30-year-old woman.
30.
Unless...
We support that.
Unless...
I'm getting there. Let me find someone, please.
Unless...
Sana mdogo sana.
Yeah.
That
Oburu.
ameenda sana.
Let me tell you. No,
Oburu anatudesha mbio.
no. Wait a minute. No man would want to settle with a 30-year-old woman at that particular age. So you know what this lady...
No man older than that
Let's say
30-year-old
Let's say very
woman. No man older than that 30-year-old.
A
lot of men older probably.
But young ones tend to be attracted mostly to women who are older.
Now let me tell you something about why I'm against these young men being attracted to old ladies. Then they come in the name of, you know, old ladies are mature, they know how to take care of people and such a thing. I feel like most of these young people, a 25-year-old me today, going and claiming that I'm in a relationship with a 30-year-old lady or something, who is a career woman, probably you'll never find a young man claiming to be in a relationship with an older woman who is also suffering. In most cases, these are career women who are financially stable. So for me, as a guy, I feel like these are men who are just not really ready to work. They just need things that are coming easy, quick. They're not ready to work. So it's never about love or anything. And so that's, I think, the case with this young dude at 23 years old. He's fresh from the university, probably 23 years, yeah? Probably fresh from the university, a fresh graduate. The economy is tough.
At 23, maisha inanyorosha.
Yeah, maisha inanyorosha. And you see that, I think that's why as a man you have to, between 20 to 30, I think that's why we talk about maturity. Between 20 to 30, as a man, you get to experience all sides of life. Like the extreme worst and the best. Like, if it's suffering, you'll suffer.
Emotional,
yeah.
Financial maturity.
Yeah, you have to be heartbroken a few times. You have to heartbreak people. It happens. So I think this guy is just not ready to work, and he's found someone who is ready to provide what he needs, financially mostly, you know, and that's why it's there. But when someone tries to court this in the name of love, then I feel like we are criminalizing or demonizing the word
But don't you guys think, like, hiyo situation inaweza kuwa like mtu ako genuinely in love with
Because
someone
of
because
love.
sometimes
Let's give him 10 years. 10 hata ni
10
more.
is even more.
hamoni
Hakuna.
kunaweza kuwa na any chance that it's
Be
they are
positive.
genuinely
Chance
in love.
iko maybe 1%.
Maybe 1%.
Actually, here
99.
imetuleta to the topic of today, right?
Yeah, I think
Today we were supposed to talk about, actually we were supposed to react to a certain video where this guy is talking about how this generation is full of masculine women because women are constantly on grind mode. And he goes on to say that because men are not men anymore.
men are not
Wow.
men anymore.
So women
So
Women
I
are
wonder-
masculine.
So it means so women and men are not men anymore. That's
Yeah.
the question. And
Men are not-
I think
Basically,
yeah.
just like that, what you're saying, like the 23-year-old dude, like he's looking for somewhere comfortable instead of, you know, thinking of putting in work to make himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like things like those zinafanya, what I'm understanding from whatever she's saying, things like that zinafanya women, we now tend, unaona sasa like a young woman mwenye atataka kutegemea that 23-year-old, maybe a 20, maybe someone 20 years old and anataka kutegemea huyo 23. The 23-year-old is looking to be comfortable with a 60 something year old woman. Now the 19 or the 20-year-old itabidi yeye ndiye take charge, you know, because she cannot depend on this
Ni kama huyo kijana
this
ameruka
23-year-old
some stages.
yeah. That's what I'm understanding from.
Your relationship in a cause imbalance to the point that sasa he has no room ama desire to mature up.
Yeah.
So
So
so now that's why we're saying he's a man but not a man.
Yeah, because I think whatever the issue Amushi is raising, I think, and that's something that as a society we are really struggling with today. You know, when you talk about
you agree?
women,
First I do agree.
No, like
Okay.
when we talk about women trying to be masculine, masculinity is ideally associated with men.
Yeah.
Women are associated with femininity. So I feel whatever you're trying to say and whatever we are experiencing as a society today is a situation whereby women are trying to step up to take the roles that men are supposed to be taking. And now that leaves us to the question, what is the reason behind it? Is it because that we as men have failed, or is it because that women... No, I don't know how to put it, but is it just that women is... I think that generally, is it men have failed, or is it that just women feel the need to be in control, something of that or anything? And for me, I have mixed reactions about it. First, today we have to accept it. We live in a world whereby the females are given the priority in everything.
Yeah.
And I always say, as a man, you should never compete against a woman. They are very prioritized. So I don't have a problem with a woman trying to step up to do some of these things that men do. It's fine. That masculine energy is okay. At times you are a single mother. You have to be there for the kids. You have to somehow step up, because now you have to maybe take up the roles that the husband, who is not there for whichever reason it is, was supposed to do.
Wait, just to clarify first, are you talking, when you talk about the take up the roles, are you talking about providing financially or
That's it.
That's
the provision.
That's the
and you see, when you talk about women being masculine, it's not in terms of everything. It's always one thing that people tend to quote in a beautiful word, I don't masculinity. It's just a matter of women trying to prove that, you know, we can also do it. And they tend to base the argument more on financially, providing financially and everything. And as men, the reason why we feel we can't, personally, I can't handle such a woman who is trying to now bring it in form of if you bring it in a form of a competition, then you can as well go find someone who's ready to compete, because I'm not ready for that. The reason is because as a man, if you're raised in the right way, you know your main role, you have the responsibility to provide. Whatever I'm going through my childhood, if I'm raised in the right way, I know that in future I'm going to have a family and I have to provide for family. So responsibility to me equals to life, because it's what is giving you a purpose in this life. So when you find someone who is trying to compete and trying to do what you're supposed to be doing, that not because you can't actually do it, but you come with the mentality, you know, I can as well do it.
That's the thing.
That's the wrong mentality. When you come with the fact that, you know, I can as well do it. If you can as well do it, then you can as well go somewhere else and do it on your own.
What about kama tuko in the same space? Na, like, if I don't do it, nothing is going to get done, you know? So, like, sometimes it's not about, like, I can as well do it. It's like, well, if I don't, then who?
No, that's why I think I have the problem with the man.
So like unaona like men women
have failed, or that's why we're having a rise in women trying to be masculine. Is it because men have failed, or what do you think?
No, I guess Pia,
That's what I think.
That's what you think.
men women fail.
I do.
According to Vile amesema, yeah, I feel like from my own experience, I've been with a guy, and in this relationship, okay, of course, inaingia pale. Me personally, napenda boy child. I'm considerate of boy child. Sipendi kupressure kijana wa mtu, mtoto wa mtu and everything. But then you're in a relationship with someone, and then they're just there. Like, I have to take up almost everything. Like what she's saying. If I don't do anything, nothing is going to go on.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Nikao sote, let's just sit, relax, you know, and
actually,
so like in a fika place, I have to like take up his roles, my roles, everything. I do everything together.
To be specific,
you know.
kitu moja to be specific. Like tuseme you're living here na nini with that guy.
You're living here with Jeff.
Yeah, that specific nini.
The specific
role unachukua.
The specific role unachukua, like being in charge. Okay, just being in charge of
financially, you
provide everything. Providing.
You pay for the bills.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, not like we were living together, but yeah. Financially, like just being in charge.
It's a lazy man.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I agree with that, because there are men outside who are like that. Yeah. You know, like wanafanya, we have to like suppress our feminine whatever, so that we take up their sport. You know, unafanya dem unakuwa so masculine that, you know, some men fear masculine women. That watu wengine watakuangalia from outside wanakuogopa. Personally, I don't. Should I say?
So why don't you leave this guy and go find another?
That's why you left it.
So like
by the way, that relationship made me feel like I was losing myself. You know. Sometimes I don't know if it's the same for every woman, but sometimes when we take up the masculine whatever roles sana, inafanya we forget about us being we change. You change.
That's not you.
Yeah. I felt like I was not being myself anymore. Mpaka there was a time nilikuwa nakaa hivi mpaka najiuliza, who am I becoming? Who is this? You know, like I don't recognize myself anymore. And it made me really appreciate the fact that I need to also embrace my femininity side, you know, and ikafanya pia. Well, one thing I'm looking at, I'm not searching, but one thing I'd look for in a guy ni mwenye atanialau pia niweze kukua a female, you know. I am able to express my femininity, you know. Si ati mtu mwenye nataka naye, and then every time I have to be on the other side very often, because it makes me lose me at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's the, like, ukipata a guy is not masculine enough, like take up the roles. Like the best thing to do as a woman is umwache. Like that's the thing.
He's not
so unaona like majority of men are like that.
So tuseme kama that's 23-year-old. Alafu mmepatana, I don't know, like 7 years later, amezoea when things go wrong and I make phone calls, you know, come help me, but here before hata vitu zifike hapo alikuwa na opportunities, you know, I could have done this, I could have done that, I could have done that, but hakufanya any of that. Alingoja mpaka vitu zikuwe messed up, hoping that isijui mama yake ako happy akuja muokoe.
So
Me have noticed pia the guys wenyewe that keep sound
you have experience.
Just
be honest. When you lie, I can tell. You've experienced learn that.
See it coming. No, like I'm just saying, I'm observant, not just my experience generally. I find that most women, even when they are very young, you know, tuseme kama yeye, she's quite young, right? But I find her very responsible in her decisions, na her choices. Ata kama maybe, you know, you don't always get things right.
Guys, please, we are not trying to market her. Don't mistake it, please. Yeah, so don't send those messages that no, please don't do that. Anyway.
Yeah, so no, now like ako, like anafikiria in terms of future. I'm making sure my present is stable and hoping for a bright future, for a future that is good, and to do that I need to blah 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 blah. Na vitu zingine ni vitu unafikiria, very minute things that you take a keen eye on. Now that's very nice. Some you may notice most women, I find them to be reasonable, but men when you wamekuwa exposed to your idea, like you can, you know, like kukua na hiyo room ya kukua ignorant, they tend to like really lay back and become super ignorant and very lazy. Wow, they seem to sijui kama ni venye kwao repercussions si mingi sana, but atakuwa laid back to the extent yeye na msichana mwingine tuseme kama yeye hawataelewana at all kwa sababu yeye ako too irresponsible. Ni mtu unaangalia tu like hii future ni rough bana.
No future here.
No future here.
Yeah, and that's why hiyo point yako ya nini ukisema it's okay for a young man fall in love, ati kusema ako in love na nini old lady. So that's why it caused that issue. Yeah, amekuwa dependent on this definitely. Okay, like ana charge. Hawezi niambia like this young man ako charge ya hiyo nini relationship with this nini older woman.
Huyo ni mtu hata
so at the end of the day, so atapata hiyo every financial nini anapiga simu na nini akikuja patana na Sophie amezoea that treatment na nini, so utapata so that's why it's a problem to date a younger an older nini.
And actually someone told me, a guy actually, he told me men are built, they're not born.
They're not born.
Yeah, so it takes time.
We are not born.
Yes. So you are not born. You are built.
We are built.
So I can remember. That's why women in this generation will keep on complaining about men not taking up the roles, because tunawakimbilia mbio sana kabla waja kuwa, you know.
And then sisi pia tumekuwa empowered, so tunataka you know, we don't want to just be sitting back and waiting for someone to come bring you potatoes, you know. Unataka pia wewe ukwe ile you know, una bring your input. And then saa mtu kama huyo kijana fulani aone wewe ni mtu unaleta, anatulia kwa like si hata leta. So unapata unatoka nje kufanya kazi kutafuta, ukishatafuta unakuja unaleta, ukishaleta bado wewe ndio una prepare kila kitu. Like you know, umekuwa job all day, and then you come back and now you're the one cooking. The guy amekuwa hang out.
No, hiyo si issue. Azino umetoka nafaa kuja kitchen. Kuja kitchen, si ndio?
Shida iko wapi hapo?
Wait.
Yeah, the guy akona shida kukaa kijana, yes, but nasema you chasing your career, haifai kukua
limit
kwenda kwa kitchen.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Of course, haifai kukulimit. Na unaweza kuja and you do it yourself, right? I can do it. Naweza kuja nipike, but surely kama nimekuwa nikitoil, nikipigwa na jua, tuseme nazungusha uji, hata tuseme ni wewe ulininunulia unga ya uji,
nimeshinda nikizungusha. Fine, uliweka input yako, but nikirudi si wewe ndio ulikuwa umechill. Mimi nimekuwa nikimake rounds. Si nikuja at least nipate like things are a bit organized.
First of all, hapo the guy akona issue kukaa tu hivi. Like anafaa kwanza kuprovide, si ndio?
Amekufungulia biz, let's say that. Tuseme amekubaya unga ya uji na nini.
Unga ya uji ni 140.
Well, economy ni mbaya, usiseme hivyo. Economy ni mbaya, watu unaona kama wewe kwanza unazungusha uji venye wewe unafanya kazi nyingi sana.
No, nikisema unga ya uji ni 140, my point was you can't appreciate this man for starting your business because alikubaya unga ya 140.
But anyway, at the end of the day in your situation, nani analipia nini?
It's not my situation.
Whatever you
like
say.
in this yeah.
Who pays the bills?
Like at the end of the day, those inatoka kwa nani to
Okay. Well, kama umenipea hiyo startup capital, mimi naenda na appreciate, si ndio? Mimi ndio nitaenda ni appreciate.
Yeah.
Right? Nimeongeza hiyo pesa, nimekuja na more. So tuseme saju ni mimi nimekuja na saunga ya ugali na sukuma.
Okay, see if you are at the end of the day. The guy amekaa tu kwa nyumba, that's my
ama na cater for other
ama wewe ukiwa kazi yako pia hata yeye maybe hata kama kwa keja hapo online akifanya kazi.
Tuseme anatafuta hajapata.
So ana chill.
For how long?
For now anatafuta. Let's give
for how long? Give us a time.
Yeah, give us.
Like, okay, let me ask you, whatever Chan is trying to ask you, for how long can you be with a man in the same house where you say, for this period of time, I'm okay to pay the bills and everything, as this man looks for, maybe try to find a way to step up and do his thing. So for how long can you stand this kind of a person? You are out there doing your thing, then he's just chilling in the house, probably sending CVs here and there. For how long can you sit with this kind of a guy?
Sasa here it depends, but obviously not long.
Ulimpata akiwa na job?
Sasa
ulimpata like
his scenario go deeper and deeper. Tuseme aje sasa. Tuseme tulimpata na job.
Akakosa job. Like ilikuwa ya online then online.
Tuseme ikaisha, right? Job ikaisha. So ako like, okay, now mimi niko like, okay, huyo dem mwenye sani mimi.
Hatutasema nini, tunajua si wewe. By the way, sio moshi. Ni huyo dem.
Sana nasema, you know, mimi niko na hii idea, I can do this in the meantime, ndio kuendelea kukuwa na some flow, right?
Yeah.
But unajua so sasa mimi nafanya hivyo, nikirudi nakuja na at least chakula hiyo siku, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, kitu kama hiyo.
So the question,
for how long?
For how long? That's the question you haven't answered.
For how long?
Can you stand
actually,
this?
Actually, my question kwanza ni mtu kama huyo nikirudi nyumbani. Sifai kupata nimepikiwa chakula na kando ya miguu like like I
so sasa umeswitch nini the role sasa hauko understanding sasa like at that point imekuwa sasa hauko understanding sasa umesema now that mimi na provide, no, that's the thing with women wakiona sasa umeanza ku provide
now they expect
even
doing the things that
amekuwa on a break, you know, like on a break. You know, it's fine to be on a break, yako on a break, but kwani hiyo break does it mean sasa yeye atakaa tu hivyo? Like hakuna sense ya uko kejani, unaamka unatembea around, una make something.
Will you respect such a man?
Oburu and Kiragu, wait.
Respect.
Shida ni nini that ako kwa nyumba ama
okay,
akianza kukufanyia
traditionally Kiragu, traditionally mtataka mimi nimeenda nje ku provide, si ndio? You as a guy umetoka umeenda nje ku provide, of course utasema wife ako kwa nyumba, so vitu afanye ni apike, afue, oshe, nyumba ikuwe safi nikirudi, si ndio? What if now she's the one who's going out to provide to kutafuta and then you are the guy mwenye umebaki kwa nyumba. So whatever she's asking, nini kirudi, is it bad for you nikipata nyumba ni safi, kumbe kuna food, is it a bad thing kwa dem kupata a guy hivyo ame prepare things in the house?
Me hata okay. Kidogo 50-50 like for me for how long
will you sustain this kind of a lifestyle as a lady?
As a lady,
once in a while mekosa for 3 days. Okay, fine.
Actually you guys mnasema kitu valid because I've actually had women talking about men don't do this, don't do that, like don't cook for me every time. You're going to make me feel like I'm losing my I don't know. There are women that complain about that. Na hiyo point I'll lose respect for you. You are taking up my space. I've had women talk like that.
So would you disrespect a man who does that for you?
Before tani kujibu, kuna pia scenario ya men wenye wame work hard in their young years, wame accumulate, let's say, wealth, right? Na wamefika a point in their lives where they do not feel the desire to keep on working, like as in hiyo ya kutoil, you get hiyo ya kuamka kwenda nini.
Ameritaya mapema.
Ameritaya mapema, right? Then they say this lady mwenye yeye akona a passion in a certain career anataka kuendelea kuipursue. Si of course utamwacha, like hiyo ni passion yake, right? Si ataendelea. This man ameamua kuretire, yeye atakuanga nyumbani. Don't you think huyu mwanaume akiamua yeye, let's say you're going to have babies, wewe anataka wewe go back to work venye unapenda, ata take care of the homestead, you know, a man that loves to cook and wash and basically be
there's an issue.
I think you know I really feel like you're describing the kind of
passionate
anataka baadaye ataenda meet with the boys, to deals trake tudogo and then arudi, and he's happy to be like that. He's happy to
deals are made with men, not boys. Those are not deals.
Men.
Yeah. So if he's hanging out with boys, you should even be that kind of a person.
Oburu.
So unasema like
like what if scenario kama hiyo yenye the man, okay, it's not like mko na shida ya pesa, right? There is wealth, so ni yeye just being hivyo, like amework na sasa anataka kubuild the family period, na since ako nyumbani he will be a house husband.
It can't work. Yo nini yao marriage haiwezi yo marriage yao haiwezi enda far.
Let me ask her something. You said this guy retired at an early age. Meaning, a few years back, this guy's been working his ass off, probably not sleeping. And the moment a guy says that now I feel like I need to retire is because he feels I now need to rest. He has already made whatever he wants. So he needs to rest. So if you feel you need to be coming home and finding food ready because you're a career woman, you're working outside, which is not bad. Why do you expect this man who has worked his ass off all these years and now wants to rest to be cooking for you? You can as well get them both.
That's where like hizi social amani domestic roles zinakuja juu. I mean, uko kwa nyumba.
But
has he not worked? He worked when he was supposed to work.
Kuosha vyombo ni kuwork.
No.
Is it not a work? Is it not a work?
What do you mean? Kupika ni kuwork.
I think you find it easy.
You know you guys, mnanikumbusha, I've ever had a friend of mine.
Kupika ni work.
Wait. Whatever they're saying, inanikumbusha, I've had a pregnant friend mwenye nimekuwa kwake. You see, and she was like, she's pregnant, anaumwa, and then ananipigia ananiambia Sophie kuja nisaidie kuosha vyombo. I can't do it. I go to her place and I'm like, oh, is this makeup for how long? 2 days. Kwani una mtu kusaidia? Baba nani haizifanya kwa sababu he's a guy, you know, haizifanya. So in this scenario, dem anaumwa, she's pregnant, but because the roles ni hizi ni za dem, vyombo ni kazi, so dem anafaa kuosha.
the house she so I'm like if you guys are talking like this, if you guys are saying that okay nimeka kwa nyumba so kuosha vyombo is a very big deal, kupika is a very big deal, then I'm like this is the same thing that ilikuwa kwa mind ya that guy kwa sababu you see she's pregnant, she anaumwa.
Okay, actually,
so he can't even
actually
like
when inafaa kuwa
is it bad? Is it
actually
really
hata
bad?
when inafaa kuwa in such a scenario inafaa kuwa si hata mnaonanga hivi nini a pregnant like akipata mtoi huita the sister, huita the like ni sisters huitwa wanakuja wanasaidia kumfua na nini hata ikifika hiyo stage bado ako pregnant.
Okay, yes. Sijakata kiragu, sijakata ataita sister. Hata by the way she now had to call someone in. But then we are here tonight, maybe 2 days hakuna mtu amekuja through yet. Maybe atakuja, but kwani can't you just go cook something for us or maybe wash? Is it?
I can order something.
Hey, Kiragu, so toxic. Me personally, I don't think it's such a bad thing.
No,
She's just being human.
She's just being human. I feel
it does not degrade.
I feel like this conversation has escalated from one to the other because we have now 3 different scenarios, yet we've not even answered.
I've noticed.
You noticed I haven't answered any. The first scenario in my, if I remember very well, was a scenario whereby you are a lady, you are working, and you have a guy who is just sitting back at home. And you as a lady, you are probably providing for this woman and for this guy and all these things. First, can I check on that? As a man, never allow yourself to be seated as a woman goes out there to work. You are lazy. And as a lady, that's not the right kind of man. You are dating a boy, you are not dating a man. So we never answered that question. And the question was, as a lady, for how long can you sustain this kind of a man? That question has not been answered. The question was for how long? 3 months, forever, 2 years, forever.
Hey.
For how long can you do that?
Mimi like kama like si feel your support ya. Unaona kama mimi nilikuwa nafikiria nitakuja nipate kuna chakula nipate like things are nice, you know, like sikuji tena and then unaniambia sasa si wewe ndio ufanye sijui nini. Na I just got here, man, you know. Mimi nita expect like some sort of support because if I'm pulling things on this side na expect like
so kama anafanya hivyo then
mimi najua by the end of the week nitakuwa na attitude.
So kama anafanya hivyo
kama anafanya hivyo
then for how long can you
be that?
Maybe saa naweza stay a bit longer, but
a bit longer is how long?
Nitakuwa na motivate niko like but you need to check.
Not answering the question for how long. Yeah.
Umeanza leo ndio amekosa job.
So I mean naweza kaa.
It's on the 2nd of September you meet me and I'm that kind of a person. You come from work, nimeosha, nimepika, nimechill. Wewe una wako kwa mimi nimechill, but ukikuja nimepika, kila kitu iko sawa, nakuletea food, unataka massage na kumassage. For how long can you be with me?
In terms of figures. Nitaka hii mwezi yote.
So it's 1 month. Good.
So unaona it doesn't work.
So for how long can you sustain that kind of?
So are we talking about you dude hana job like atafuta?
Yeah.
Okay, I can tolerate if you're trying to find a job. Say tukae tu nipikie.
But probably someone sitting in the house all day is not doing anything to find a job. People finding job are outside there.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're not doing nothing, then I'm not wasting my minute with you.
Nice. Seconds. Thank you. Sophie.
Hey guys, can we have a very different opinion? Okay, me growing up before dunia nichafua akili. I didn't sijaika nikafikiria that I really need a guy to provide for me to survive. Nilikuwa na ile mentality ya well and good if I'm the one who is able to get tutakula hata kama tuna
masculine energy.
Yeah, if you are the one who is able to provide well and good. Unajua siku kwa na ile until I once lived with someone. and then I figured I was so okay. I was okay doing this and that. Mimi sikuwa na ile I would disrespect you because you're not going outside to do things. For me, nasemanga I respect a man because of the mere fact that you are a man, not because you doing this that. Just because you're Oburu, you're Kiragu, you guys are men.
But I
You
can
know?
be Oburu and identify as Shiro outside here.
Me umejidentify as a man. Nasemanga I worship God. I believe in God because he's God.
Yeah.
Not because uliniprovidea keki jana.
Wow.
Unajua kesho inaweza patwa na accident sijui nini. I respect God because he's God. The same way a man is just a man, you know. A lady is a lady, and I understand. Ni mtu na respect hierarchy and everything. You get.
Good.
So if I was just like, if a man atakuja bora tu, I'm always saying I'm not a feminist and everything. I don't believe in all these theories mingi. But I'm always like, if we're living together, let's just treat each other as human. Unaona? That's why nilikuwa na peo scenario ya I'm pregnant, I'm in pain. I'm not saying that ukienda pale tu unipikie ama unioshewe kitu because I can't now. Now your value as a man to me imeisha. You know, because I respect you as a man. Unaona, sitasema ulienda kuosha vyombo because naumwa. So you're not a man anymore to me. You get. So for me it's not like nikikuja nipate sijui umekuwa ukiosha ama ukifanya hii itafanya ni disrespect. And if I'm in a position to mimi ndo niko na hiyo kazi nimepatia hiyo kwenda kuprovide, I'll just do it. Unaona, at the end of the day yeah. Okay. Ukipata chance ya kwenda kupatia kazi ukuje pia wewe, if it's you, I'm always just for let's treat each other as human. Exactly. As humans, you know.
Yeah, nimeget from her nini is una consider nini relationship kama marriage or partnership. Jukuwa kwa yako ina sound a partnership. Yeah. Which for me is the wrong way.
It's the wrong way.
It's the wrong way.
Because I think, you know, you said something that is very interesting in so many ways. You are attracted to a guy because the fact that he's a man. But again, do you know, as a man, there are things that defines a man.
Yeah, okay. That's where that point slips. That point slips. Yeah. That point slips. Pale nilikuwa nasema, nilikuwa na take things hivyo sana, unaona, until I was with someone mwenye I was just comfortable innocently. Nilikuwa tunajua okay, me I'm okay. It's not ati nataka kukufinya waseme women we give men pressure wanaenda wanajiua because you know. So me I was like I can just be, until I met someone and nilikuwa that cool, but then I figured say hayuko comfortable kukapo ye personally, ye mwenyewe anasikia hapana, I need to be, hiyo ndio kitu nilifanyanga nikaona for a man, a man who is really a man in his right senses, haizika tu ajisikie tu pia mimi nakaanga tu naletewanga, you know, like it's ni kitu iko ndani yenu. I don't know if I'm right or there are men outside there who hawaelewi hizi vitu.
Those are boys.
Hawaelewi hizi vitu, wanashangaa udema anasema nini na mimi nataka tu kukaa nikipata mtu akuniprovidea, you know. So I figured for men ni kitu inakwanga ndani yenu inawasumbua. Like I can't just sit niko tu naletewa this lady providing. Yeah,
there must be something.
And here for women, let me just say, I don't know if it applies kwa wanawake wote. For women,
just want to relax.
Who does what? Nilikuwa nashangaa kitambo mwenye utaki tu kukanga kwa nyumba, uonange tu telenovela asubuhi mpaka jioni. Okay, wewe kazi yako ni
such a good way to live life.
Such a good way to live life, I know.
Yeah. Very nice.
Wewe bado unafanya tu hizi vitu za house for women. Ati unaona vile these guys are saying ati kuosha vyombo ni kazi, sijui kupika ni kazi. You guys mnafanya kazi kubwa.
Yeah.
You guys mnafanya kazi kubwa, but for me, I mean, nilikuwa nakaiba najiuliza wanawake wenye mkoko nje. I'm like, hey, yani utaki tu kukaa kwa nyumba watch telenovela, umekaa tu place fiti,
utafute online job.
Okay, tu sikia vizuri. But then I figured pia the same way sisi pia tuko na nini ya kunacha. We have all this feminine, how do I call them? Tuko na tu hizi vitu ziko ndani yetu. Yeah, we are nurturers, we are tunaangalia details. Zinakuja tu naturally. Kuna things zinakuja tu in a man naturally, na pia kwa wanawake kuna tu hizo vitu tuko nazo pia naturally. That's why the other time I was saying when I was with this guy mwenye alikuwa ananifanya na I take up more masculine whatever roles, ilikuwa inanifanya I'm losing myself. I felt so lost, you know, because nilikuwa na suppress hizo vitu zinafaa come out of me naturally, you know. So I always feel like apart from hizi theories mingi tumegrow up tukaambiwa sometimes just take your time ukikuja kama girl usiamke tu useme today I'm a feminist ama I'm not. I'm always for you want to experience things for yourself. Be that person who wants to listen to your inner self, you know. Kuna mwanamke mwenye atasikia me going outside there providing that works for me or whatever, I don't know. Kuna mwenye atasikia me I just want to, you know, to be a housewife. Na kuna women who are doing it so perfectly. Yeah, perfectly. And kuna wanawake pia nimemeet wenye me can't just sit kwa hao. Me I also want to go outside. But sasa kitu inakuwa na shida hapo na feminist wenye wanasema hivyo ni anasema hivyo na wanaweka inakuwa in competition with a man. Unaona? If you feel like I want to go out and do these things, just do it. Just do it in your own way. See it sasa ni you now degrade a man, you know, isikwe hivyo. You just do it because you can. Yeah, but it's
don't go.
So your take ni wewe unadai kuchill.
My take said today. Mimi personally,
if you find that kind of a man,
mimi nasemanga if I find a man who I can trust with my life, unaona, me I don't have a problem to chill.
From today I'm going to work 10 times as I work today. I know what this is heading to.
Trust with my life. Sisi mtu mwenye nitaka hivi. Alafu naona mtu hakuna kitu. Kwa sababu nikikaa hivi nione hakuna kitu nafanya. Trust me, I'll just
Okay, anyway guys, mmesikia tumeongea vitu mingi hapa. Wewe mwenye una watch, tuambie unafikiria nini? Wewe kama mwanaume unaweza kubali kuwekwa na kadema hapo? Unaweza kama mwanaume for how long? Cause si uongo, kuna wanaume wakolezi, si ati tunaweza watetea. Wanaume kwa ukolezi toko kwenye ufanye kazi bwana.
Ndio man.
Wanaume wafanye kazi. And so guys, I think something connected to still the first thing we were talking about. At first, I think we mentioned something about single women who raise their kids alone. But in this case, we want to focus on single women raising boys. And now there's been this notion that most of boys raised by single women tend to be these kind of men who are not ready to go out there and like you see that masculinity that we are talking about. You don't find it in most of them. Yeah. So I don't know, what is your take about it, or have you experienced such a man in your life, or have you heard of similar cases? Let me start with Mulwa. You've been so silent.
Hello. So my POV in that is that actually I think both parents is a basic need to kids as they grow. Like they need someone like it's like a mirror you can reflect. Someone like a role model. Like you have this feeling like I want to be like my dad, but then being raised by a single parent, you're like, why did my father do this? Like utakuwa ukijua zile za wanaume tunafaa kufanya babangu alifanya.
In short, wamekosa example. Do you live unaona mamako akitoil like work hard and provide? Unakosa hiyo example ya dad.
But if that's your case, you see your mom toiling and doing everything. I think then as a man you need to be encouraged with that.
No.
But then
mentality women are strong. Acha nitaachia udemu wangu hivi atafanya. If my mom did, why not you?
Why can't she
my
do
mom
it?
can do it.
So just be lying in the house.
Wanatafuta mama yao. In their girlfriends.
Omushi, what do you think?
Alafu pia kuna hii aspects ya a bit different. Unaona your dad venye na behave around your mom na kitu kama unaona. So at least unapata an idea of how to handle situations ama people na yourself as a man, how you handle yourself as a man. Ama kama your dad is not exactly a good person, unapata an idea of how not to be when you're a man.
Okay. Experience, I don't know. Okay. Maybe I'll talk about mine later on because it's an experience. Yes, let me hear from people first.
For me?
You. Yes.
Okay, personally, I've interacted with some, what do you say,
Man.
Did you
The other
men
gender.
or boys? The other gender.
The other gender. It can be a man or a boy, it depends.
Both when you have been raised by single moms, pia wenye amekuwa na both parents.
Yeah.
And I would say, yeah, it's true there's a difference. There's a difference. Because kuna times I've had to, I'm not saying I've dated them, just friends also, but men. Kuna wenye I've had to like, angalia kukua careful with how I'm relating with them because they tend to be so sensitive to women. So I'm like, I know, kills it wrong, but thank God. I thank God mimi ni ule mtu mwenye I naingiana na watu kwa sababu mimi ni ule mtu mwenye I tend to try to understand you first before I nijuane na wewe. So that I know wewe sitenda na wewe extent. So I find that wenye mostly wamereziwa na moms peke yake, they tend to be so sensitive with some things. Kuna vile you know, kuna wengine hata nikiwaambia story ya mambo ya masculinity na nini, kama vile alikuwa anasema an example ya dad or something. Yeah, whatever anajua ni feminine energy and everything. So they're like, apana, we are equal. You know, they have that, hiyo ameimari sana. Una vile utasema that a woman has traditional, to them they're like, apana, mimi kama naweza fanya hii, wewe pia unaweza fanya hii. Like, yeah, I
bring 50, you bring 50.
Yeah, they're like that.
If I'm going to work, I'm not going to marry a woman that's not going to work.
But those si wote. Kuna wenye pia nimepata wamelezwa na single moms wenye, but pia I think they have wenye nimejuana nao, they have brothers who
kuna role models wengine.
They wako na watu walikuwa wanaangalia. So like si ati pia wamelina that side sana. Kuna wenye pia nawapatanga kuna some masculine energy, but majorly wanakuanga very different from what wamereziwa na dads. Yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Generally, a boy at that age needs a man, a father figure. Kama kuna the cases venye amesema si wote, maybe if you are raised by a single mom, you have an uncle like mom, the mama can realize I can't raise like a man.
Yeah.
I can't teach him the ways of a man.
Yeah.
So ikabidi ameita maankos na nini kama ana mabrothers wa bigi. Aita maankos na nini akamwambia sasa huyu hata wakifunga shule anaweza enda ishi na nyinyi for like a whole term. Na huyu kijana sasa in his eyes sasa ni anko yake anaangalia. Kama ako na brothers wa bigi ni bro yake anaangalia, but generally I think you need first of all both parents, but yes, you need a man in your life too.
I think pia girl child mwenye amereziwa say na like a single mom ata grow up kwanza single mom unajua venye atakuwa like I am providing for you, I want you to become a strong woman. Mwenye
ukuja ku affect
rely on any man kwa sababu yeye mwenyewe hiyo ndio experience yake, so pia atakuwa like hataki ku trust that a man
na ukuja na the hiyo inaitangwa aje, that hatred, kuna hatred fulani ukuja towards men
naturally.
They are only there for a minute, they're going to disappear,
like you did to my
maybe
mom,
because of stories you were told about your dad that you even don't
actually
know
I think the mom huambiana very negative stories about your father. Your father alikuacha
kwa kusema anything wako like unaachana na yeye, umeimwona hapana, right?
Yeah, I think it's true because you know, I don't know, for my own personal experience, I think I can relate with it kidogo. So before my high school period, I had both parents somehow. So then at around Form 3, now my dad passed, and I had to remain with my mom. I think it got to a point by the time I was done with my high school, I realized there are things that I was doing, or there was, like, you feel the absence of that father figure. Because you know, fathers are always hard on you, more so for the sons. They're always hard on you. And so I had to go look for a father figure in my uncle, at least to enhance like someone who can give me that nini of being a man and everything. And I tend to look at it with a friend of mine who I know was raised by a single mom. Yeah, he's good, he's doing everything is okay. But if you sit down talking with him and you try to tell him the perspective of a man needs to be this way, he's like, no, like, you know, he can't relate. And I think it happens a lot. So I think it's not as if as a guy being raised by your man is bad thing, no. But I think as a man, for you to grow to be a real man, to be a man, actually not a real man. As if you're not a man, you're a boy. It doesn't matter the age. Yeah, so we uko nyumbani, are you a boy or are you a man, or you haven't yet decided. But at times life inakufanya unajua uko wapi.
Alafu pia at certain stages, like maybe if you your father alikuacha maybe 17, 18, I think you are older enough. As in amekuwa na wewe kwa ile part yenye like yeah. So hapa you can reason out mavitu on your own na nini. Umeanza even kuinteract na watu sasa. Kama uliraiziwa na your dad, then at 17 akakuacha 18, utainteract na wanaume wengine wenye wamekuwa raised by their fathers, wenye pia that interaction pia itaenda tu bado. Mna transfer hiyo nini?
Transfer hiyo energy flani, yeah.
So I think at certain point, maybe Kau alikuacha at very young, below 5 na nini, in hiyo period, primary school, hujakuwa na yeye. I think hiyo itakuwa worse than akikuacha at 17. As in, kuna vitu ameinstill already in you.
So 5 pengine ningekuwa boy hapa.
Wait, Oburu, can you say do you mean to say that when you're married na single moms, they're just boys? They turn out to be
it
men.
depends.
No, there's some that turn out to be, but
but then it depends venye mtu ataichukulia. You can take it with a positive energy or a negative energy. Kuna mwenye atamea akikuwa zile za when I grow up, I'll be there for my kids, there for my wife.
And I think the other problem is, you know, most of them when you're raised by your mom, moms tend to be soft on their their kids.
Oh,
but
you just
see,
lost.
yeah, so like you get to grow as a man with this notion that when you want something, it can be easily provided. But you know, for dads, your dad can abandon you, but not in a bad way. Some of them do it intentionally so that you go outside there, life ikuhiti kupeleke hivi. Deep down he knows he means nothing bad or personal to you, you know. So but they just want you to, by the time you're coming out of that cave flani, like you're coming back a grown man in a way. You might be still young age wise, maybe 20s, 18, but how you even reason when the next time you sit down with that man you're talking, like he feels a difference. But you know, for our mothers, we know, even me, like it's very difficult for your mother to aone unateseka.
Hiyo case ya moms kuwa soft. Unapatanga at high school unakuja ukiwa mlevi. Maybe your mom anakukelelesha and all of that, but still at the end of it all, when mtoto wangu sijui kuja azina atakubembeleza until the father kuja ukiwa mlevi one day. You pack your things
and you leave.
Like you have options ni mbili, ukae na mimi na ufanya hivi ama utoke. So the mom wana tolerate to behavior twingine for just still my son akupenda na hiyo upendo, which naturally si mbaya. Like even if you wanafaa kureact, una get
but you also need this
that's her as a woman. So shida ni alikuwa ana miss
but on a good side, nikip point here. On a good side pia watu wameelezea nashindwa niseme boys ama
the other gender
by single moms ni now on the good side now to kwa sisi wanawake ni we find that they tend to understand more. Okay,
they are emotionally available.
Okay, if you want to put it like that, like amerezea na mama na you know the feminine mle wanawake tuko sometimes because me sometimes I tend to think a lot of people end up fighting men because they don't want to understand. Like sometimes I sit with men maybe na watch kitu ya mfano ugalish ama podcast wanaongelea stories za madeni and someone anakuja sema what is it tunaangalia. Sometimes I'm always like utanipata mimi sometimes na watch podcast wanaongelea about men. Reason being I want to understand. Sisemi to understand being a man, but I want to get Oburu it's reacting like this because as a man this is what. Yeah, so sionangi like mtu akiangalia unaweza kuwa unaangalia podcast ya madem wakiji express wakisema this is how we feeling. Wait. Like this. Because I'm trying to say I
don't know. On your side, it make sense.
On my side.
On my end.
Like for you just to understand, maybe one day you will have a wife. Kuna vitu zingine you will need to understand. Ndo msishindane mmegombana. Maybe utaona bibi yako ati akona periods amefura pale. You don't understand akiwa na periods. This is just naturally will react to get. Wewe utakuwa like good damn say nini because you don't have understanding.
But still we do.
You know.
Men need to understand.
There's some who don't. There's some who don't and who never.
Are we talking about the majority or
majority?
Actually anyway.
Majority they do. They do understand. Actually on the other nini kidogo. Okay. Nini men tunaelewangwa like we need to understand females juu tunawa date. Ni sisi tunawa approach. Okay, so tunawajua more than you know like venye nyinyi you don't know what we need. You don't know what we need na nini. So I think I don't need to watch a female nini
podcast. Okay, I just
actually
used
was
that
watch.
Example. I just used that example, but I'm not saying like literally. Like hata wewe kukaa chini sometimes kuongea na amushi, hey, even mnakuanga like you know.
But already nishawaelewa. As by the time I'm coming to approach, approach madem wengi ka like sema mnakuanga the same.
Okay, but the I'm talking about you doing it sometimes intentionally. Like you just want to understand the female species, you know get.
But hata pia nyinyi you don't know what you want. So in the
I'm not saying okay, literally sisemi ati unaona kama vile nasema ukinipata tuseme na watch podcast ya maybe man talk or something and they talk about issues dealing with men. Sisemi ati by me watching now and understand everything about being a man but at least I'll get si ati kila saa huyu ametoka kwa hao is probably cheating on me. Unaona like inatoa some vitu vingine that's why nasema
unaacha kwa peti.
As a man you understand side ya woman I feel like huyu sahi leo hataki kufanya hii. Maybe you understand it's that time of the month.
I think unaongea kuhusu venye wanakuanga na hizo reactions akiona tuseme ukifanya kitu gani wako like
but if you understand the opposite gender then kuna vitu zingine hazitakuanga issue. That's why I'm saying for on a positive side kwa nyamerezo na single mom they tend to have that understanding of this other side una get. So as much as watakuwa pia na some feminine nini zao but now kwetu sasa advantages ni mimi wenye interact nao wengine ni wana understand uko hivi sahi understand a woman na kwa hivyo sahi juu ya
but it doesn't need to be too much. Sahi ikikuwa too much
and now you see I love it because we are talking about masculinity, femininity, and we are talking about men not being men. And now I think that's what gave rise to the people like Andrew Tate, Andrew Kibe, Jordan Peterson, you know, these guys who...
They're very useful.
Who are really... Okay, to be honest, I really feel these guys have saved a generation. To be honest. Like, these people came up and they believed that, they saw that the men today men are no longer men. We are losing our place and instead women are taking over. And so, do you feel like when people like Andrew Tate, Andrew Kibe, okay, first before even we go to what you think about it, I want to hear your personal views and opinions about some of the things that people like Andrew Tate, Andrew Kibe, and Jordan Peterson, these people were out here to tell men to man up, you need to do this, this, and this, and mostly women call them misogynist or some, they're misogynistic.
Misogynistic.
Yeah, they're very quick to say
Women
that.
hate us.
Yeah, and some of, I know. The funny thing is, some of them even don't understand. They can't define the words they're using. So, hope see where una watch tafadhali.
That is not the funny thing. The funny thing is that we are the same women who are tumejaka DMs of this guy.
Yeah, this is
wants them.
Oh, yeah, you said
That's
it.
the funny
So wewe
And
tumejua opinion yako. Okay.
So I don't know. What are your opinions? Let me start with the ladies, mostly.
Come on.
Wamushi.
Andrew Kibe and the likes.
Yeah.
Kwanza,
Manisea.
mi ni fan wa Peterson, for example. I think yeye ni juu ya packaging ya his
The way he says it. It's
conversation,
always like
whatever
that.
Yeah,
It's about the way they say.
Yeah, he says it so nicely mpaka una understand
The
too,
woman
like it's
understands.
facts. Andrew Kibe atasema the same thing, but itakuwa so harsh, uko like no, juu mbona ni shautia, mbona ni whip, you know. Yeah, so Tate, I haven't listened to him really, not much. Wako the same.
No, I think
At all. Ujaini.
I think Tate, for me, I feel like Tate, Kibe is a simplified version of Tate. Tate is so hard
Yeah, on men.
on men.
Actually, that's the thing.
Tate is so hard on men. Like you see, Kibe mostly you find
Ni language yake,
ni
as
language
in,
yake, and
ndio
then he tends
inakaa
to
nikaa.
focus on
Yeah.
women doing this and
Yeah.
this. But now
Doing
Tate
things wrong.
is
Talk
this
with
guy
men.
who talks to you as a man that if you're not doing those things, if you're truly not doing the right thing, you might
You
hate
lose.
Tate.
Yeah.
Because he tells you the truth that, you know, people don't love truth. And when you come to embrace it, utaipenda. So that's Tate. What about you, Mulwa?
I don't actually. I support them
Oh,
totally. Just wasishout.
was it?
Wataongea na nice language.
Okay.
By the way, the moment you address a lady na unamshautia, hata kama you're right, atakuwa zile za no you're wrong.
For some reason.
It's all about the
Some
feelings.
reasons.
And now you
So it
see
depends
atakuwa na
the
attitude.
language.
how you
and
package your
Sure.
message and everything. But again, I feel at times I feel like I tend to believe we need people who are hard
need
on us
that.
that way. Because I'm sure most of us here, if our parents were soft on us, some of us here tungekuwa hivi.
Yeah.
At times it needs that kind of hardness.
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing with nani. Yeah, venye umesema Kibe ni kama atanini wa women na nini.
Atasema, you know, women
As
do
in-
this and this.
Tate is the opposite. Anaongelea hata sidhani women should have an issue with Tate.
he's
You
always
Tate,
on
he
men.
talks to men direct na nini anakuambia you are a loser na mimi nataka kusikia hivyo. As in na nasikia leo as in bila do like kuna as a man hakuna kitu nita get in future like I'll be a failure. Like you need a reminder sometimes.
Tafuta pesa
And
ununue
I don't know,
yenyewe.
and I don't know why on the other end, it's women who actually have problem with
It's the way wanaisema si chenye wanasema.
yeah, and I feel it's because I don't know. Pengine si nyinyi. I feel most women do not need the kind of men that people like Tate are pushing for. They
Don't need.
They don't need. Like ideally, okay, there's a difference between need and want.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try. Want is you can do without it. Need, you actually
need it.
So most women need the Andrew Tate type of men, but they want this
Peterson.
Simp.
because it's a simp.
But Peterson
It's only a simp who will be texting you like, hey, how's it? Ati, good morning, kidogo kidogo.
Ai, hapana, mimi I don't find like
thing.
Tate ana vile tu amesema. I feel like Tate kwangi like ameingia sana kwa side ya you being a simp, mambo ya wanawake sana, you know, like this.
Yeah, he's on the
female
man.
side. But okay, kitambo I used to personally kabla nikae chini hivi really nikae nianze kusikiza Tate. I just used to like I hated him because of what people say. This guy is nini anadimini women. He's nini, you know. Until nikakaa hivi nikaanza kusikiza Tate, nikasikiza some series of his whatever he's talking about, and I was like, oh, this guy is making a lot of sense. Why are people against him? Unajua, because I was like, this guy nilisikia si ati ana demean women. He's just on you as a guy. Oburu, you need to stand up. You need to go make this. You know, but see, I hear Kibe talking about a guy simping, mambo ya kusimp, sijui being on a Tate, whatever I'm getting, mimi sijui kama niko right ama nafaa kumsikiza mom taniambia. But whatever me I get from Tate ni okay, you love your lady. Hizo mambo zingine but si ati upoteke akili, fanya kazi, toka ende ufanye nini.
So hiyo ndio simp ni yule mwenye unaenda unapotea kwa dem.
But madem unapata wanataka huyo for now as in placeholder.
Huyo ni mtu anataka attention.
Yeah, ni place, but most women
love that.
Attention too, but ukishampea haitaki anymore.
That's it, because you need them for a certain period of time.
Yeah, in placeholder.
But at the end of the day, have you
so hawataki wa eliminatiwe sana. That's why maybe most women wako na issue like, mkiongelesha every man alafu wa change, tutabaki hii attention tunahitaji for such short period of time. Tutaitoa
Hataki mkwe real men.
So it's more about the message and how you package it doesn't matter. But so pick the message, leave alone the person. Yeah, I think you're on your point hapo. So ukiamua kama uko hapo nje unasikia maybe unachukia Tate, unachukia Andrew Kibe, unachukia Jordan Peterson, usiwachukie watu wanaochukia. Take your time and usikize hata a few minutes of whatever they are talking about. You take the message. Uwezi wapenda because of how they look or everything, because kila mtu ako na looks zake. But it's not about the message. And I think just to finalize this conversation, relationships are based on 3 things. There's something to do with equality. Forgive me, lazima nisome. I'm not as intelligent as you think I am, but I am intelligent. There's something about equality, matriarchy, and patriarchy that defines relationships. And I feel the reason why we are having this conversation of men and women today is because there's a complication. People do not understand how these 3 situations works. People do not understand how patriarchy works, how matriarchy works, how equality works. And people do not know what exactly do we want in this relationship. And now you see that's why we have the issue of modern men and modern women and everything. Just before we give our views, just a brief nini. Let's start with something like patriarchy. Patriarchy is where roles are divided. Men provide and women raise children and make home. Now this is our wazazi wetu huko kitambo. Hivyo ndo alikuwa naishi. Then now we have matriarchy where women take all the roles and becomes everything. Now can be issue of single parents and everything where the woman now has to raise these kids by herself. And now we have equality. Equality, yes, equality.
Equity.
No, this is equality. Equity they never appreciate. Wanajuanga, equity is what works, but people keep on pushing for equality. No wonder hizi vitu haziwork. Where all roles are divided in fairness. Those 3 terms, I believe those are the terms that define whatever relationship you're having with your partner, mostly romantic relationships. As a person, as an individual, what kind of, which of the 3 do you feel like, you personally, which one would you tolerate or invite or welcome or appreciate? Personally, I'll go with patriarchy.
You have the same opinion. Like, so, like, there's no relationship when a woman is on a leadership position, it'll work. Like when the man is as a leader, you're like a kunanga, it can't fail.
It can't fail.
Yeah, equality, your partnership never works.
Never works.
Yeah, matriarchy never works. Yeah. So for me, keep it short. Yeah, a man needs to be in charge. Yes.
afanye kazi.
Yeah, afanye kazi. Like nikipata do I need to work hard. Like when huwa wanasema like men ukitafuta do like ni that mindset nadai watu wangu like wakae fiti. My woman akae fiti. Dem akipata do na leadership position ni about independence. Kila dem hapa akiamua mimi like nimepata job, it's always I don't need a man. Weka as a man ukidai do, ukitafuta do ni nataka kutelta mtu kwa nyumba nimweke fiti. So
actually before let me just to maybe add on whatever Chan has said. It's always say when a man gets money, the first thing that gets to his mind is how to have a family and to settle down. When a woman gets money, the first thing that rings her mind is Miss Independent. It's all mine. I don't need a man. So, okay, patriarchy works for me.
No, you're not concerned about maybe na venye economy iko, you will rather have someone mwenye kila mtu analeta something in.
No. Like as men, to share admit like kina hiyo tumesema kina Tate na nini, they go for the word is already hard for men. Even before modern time imekuwa hivyo like for men lazima kuwa provider, so it's always hard from a young no option. So ukisha acknowledge hivyo like hata uone nikaa kitu I need to toil, lazima nitasafa na nini. No.
I think it's in your system.
And
the moment you start blaming the economy and everything, I feel like it's at that point that now you're stopping to being a man, or you're being a boy.
Na chenye inakudefine actually ni through tough times.
Through tough times. So ikifika kwa tough times, then you bow hail the tough times.
Wait, just a question. See it in a
See, make it 30 minutes.
I see.
It's somehow related. So, okay. Men when you may embrace patriarchy and everything, does it mean nikikuja down kwa hiyo mambo ku provide and everything, since you're in charge, you're doing everything, are you guys for acha niulize nyoa jini ndio mko hapa, are you guys for I'm doing all these things, I'm good with having one woman doing all this, ama ukifanya hizi vitu zote it gives you the right to now I have a woman, it's my right, I can go outside and do shit with other women.
Sidani, it comes with that's not the first thing you're thinking about.
That's not a real mind.
Because mimi watu wengi nimesikia kidefend sana patriarchy wanakujanga na hiyo notion, alafu because now I'm in charge I can do shit, so pia woman usiniambie kitu, I have the right, I can go outside also, allow me I can go.
But maybe it's part of it. Maybe it's part of it. Yenye inakuja si kitu ulikuwa unafikiria about. Inakuja after umepata like nimekuwa hard working all this time, nimepata easy resources, maybe I'm a millionaire na kila kitu, like I need that already. Sasa imefika hiyo ndio inakuja, niko na hiyo freedom like ufai kuniuliza swali actually like if I need to go azini inakuja baadaye, it's not something
so itakuja.
Rest assured.
I feel like siko mbaya, but this might be a reality. This might be a reality that if you ever come to experience it, it happens with most men, not every man. It happens with most men. Me always believe before you get to a point where you decide to settle with one lady as a man, you must have fucked around. You must have fucked a few people, to be honest. Yeah, you can never go pick a product before trying out quite a number of them. Then now you know this is the perfect what works for me. It's true. It's the same thing I'm trying. I think I'm driving to is the point I'm trying to say is why if you ask each and every one of us here, we all have a body count of more than 2 or 3. So when a man, is not that when I'm fighting for patriarchy, is because when I'm in that position, patriarchy gives me the opportunity to have more women as I want because I have the money, I can provide 4 of them or anything. But again, it comes back to as an individual. We might have the same goal, but our reasons as to why we are fighting for that goal might be totally different. if I might be going for patriarchy because I need to have that woman that I'm providing for, and all I need her to do is to be there and raise my kids in the right way, you see. But there might be someone who is like, I have that money, I can have all women I want, but I can as well provide for them. But again, what is the problem if I'm one man and I have like maybe 2 or 3 wives and I can provide for all of them? Is there a problem with that?
But
as long as it's legal.
Alafu ina happen.
Maybe some of them are always illegal.
Lakini sasa juu hatuwezi ongea mengi kutoka hapo juu tutapeleka hii kitu mbali sana. There's this very rich person. Sijui kama ni Bill Gates ama ni nani, yeye kwa contract yake yeye na bibi yake anakuanga amepewa, kuna clause yenye inamwallow ku have an affair like every now and then. Like it's written in their contracts that he can have another woman, not as a wife, but in short, like anaweza kuwa na afya. So
marital.
Kuna hiyo consent. So I think your story inaweza ishia hapo kama tufikirie zaidi. Juu tukianza
organize can compatriot.
Like I'm not
happy.
Let us go back to
nimekuwa concerned na kuuliza hii swali kwa sababu but kwa background huko chini I'm always for patriarchy.
That is who you are.
But ngoja but na kwanga Kenya nafanyanga na kwa cautious about it ni this guy nampea hiyo nini yote afanye hivyo, alafu inafika some point kabla I was telling you behind the scenes where we were talking, and then I was telling you guys I feel like kitambo women used to respect men hivyo and after your position, but then I feel like some men, I'm not saying everyone, used to abuse it. Una get, so hiyo ndio kitu pia inanifanya na kuwa so cautious, like yes I want to give you that space, I respect you, you do your nini, but isifanye sasa now that ushakuwa in command, you have the nini, now you start to belittle me, you know. Ile kitu inanifanya mimi now as a woman in this generation I feel like okay, anaweza kuwa naogopa nikupe hiyo nini yote ni kutrust hivyo, alafu some point na feel like as in nakana. That's why I said if I find a man who I can trust with my life, you remember that my word, I'd go for patriarchy. Mtu mwenye najua utakuwa someone alafu utakuja kunidharau kuchini na get, sababu itanifanya ni feel like why don't I just but also go just out and have my own life.
Still whether ni equality patriarchy na nini, a man kama anadai kwenda nje ataenda. Regardless of whether
hata si kuongelea
hata mkiwa in a partnership,
hata si hata kucheat tu peke yake, hata
ni kama kwa hii video yenye tulikuwa tuna hii video reference yetu, kuna dem alikuwa amecomment about how alikuwa na very lazy husband mwenye alikuwa anamfanya provide and other things. He never wanted to work. Eventually when alianza kufanya kazi akaenda, and sasi the lady ako like now I can take a break or something. Akaenda found a working woman, and then akaanza kumtreat like shit, trying to get her to, I don't know, give up or something on life. Like ndio sasa baki na this other woman. Na get like sometimes kuna this men wenye wakifika hiyo point yenye wamepata another person, they cannot respect you anymore as a woman. Wanaanza kukua very ni kama sasa wewe you're trash, you know. They have another person anyway. So I think that's the issue. Issue si kukuwa na mtu mwingine, issue ni like
how
am I still getting time, quality time? And what not?
But again,
providing,
I think
bado unahitaji all of these.
If at all we will be all of us will trust in Safaricom, we won't have Telcom, Airtel or whatever. So I think it's a matter of the better option. I'm only using Safaricom because Safaricom suits all my needs. But if Airtel can do it better than Safaricom today, I will go for Airtel. So I think it's also a matter of people who settle for the better option, not only as a man but also for ladies. It doesn't matter at what stage it is.
Sidhani ka patriarchy ama equality na affects you.
And it doesn't matter the kind, whether it's equality, patriarchy or matriarchy. Like I feel the issue about people cheating is not about the setup. It's about, it comes back to an individual. Whatever works for you. That's it. Yeah. So
if cheating
no, wait.
Lakini sijaget.
I need to understand first, because I think that would be a whole conversation. And it's not about cheating and reasons as to why people cheat. You never know. I think to narrow it down, that's why you prefer to buy your tomatoes from this woman and not from this other woman, because probably hers are fresh and bigger and these ones are small. Zake zinakuanga pengine zimefinywa hizi. Unaona?
Make decision.
I just say,
like see potatoes easy.
If you decide to settle, just settle when you're ready. Don't go nini. Just settle when mind yako imejipanga.
For who? For who?
For who as in?
Which gender?
See part of us.
Wait a minute.
But unajua inakuja na consequences.
Okay, like I mean, sisemi ati when you're ready. Mambo financial nini. Nasema like mentally. Like unaona vile wamesema ati people go una test huko na huko.
Do you think you'll never be ready?
Ready mentally.
Like yeah.
I think most people
change mind.
It gets to a point where you are desperate for that.
I feel like it's okay. Acha niseme hivyo. Make sure you have discipline ya kutosha. There's someone who said watu si ati wanakosanga tu kucheat juu hawawezi nini. But it takes someone who is disciplined to know nimetulia hapa. Yes, kuna options na nini, but nimechagua kutulia na umse. Let me just do right.
Polygamy.
Unaona hiyo ni
kama wewe ni mtu wa polygamy, go by that. Kama ni mtu wa monogamy, go by that. Si ati sasa unaingia huku unachokoza huyu mtu ako na feelings. Mimi brother kuja niambie, mimi nataka.
This is a question for you ladies. You brought about polygamy. Wait guys, tuna divert poleni. The conference is just getting better. Yes, okay, our director huko nyuma anatuambia bwana you need to wrap. Just allow me ask this question, no explanation.
Yeah.
For the ladies alone. As a lady, if your guy comes to you today, we're talking about polygamy. You said if it's polygamy, it's okay. As a lady, I come today, I tell you that, as much as you are my girlfriend, I'm also seeing nani. I know, will you accept it?
Usiniambie kama nishakuwa girlfriend yako. Usiniambie kama tunajuana. Where you prefer polygamy?
So is it an or a yes?
Kama tuna date?
No.
Kama umeniambia before and I'm still interested, I'm cool. Yeah, but at shanza kudate mimi najua mimi ndo nini afu nakuja kuniambia ati you dating who and who.
Okay.
No.
You?
No, because I'd like you to treat me the way I treat you. If I'm not seeing other people, you're not supposed to see other people.
Okay. So anyway, I'll leave it at that point. But I think most people cheat because our partners cannot handle the truth. Anyway,
what's my truth kabla?
Okay, anyway, before we finish, I wanted to get your views. I've got your views about patriarchy, matriarchy, and equality. Which of these three do you people believe in?
I believe in equality with patriarchy mindset.
Equality and patriarchy?
Mindset.
It doesn't work.
I think
but nisitaongea kitu.
Okay, yeah.
It's
your point.
Partnership. Now, you can't have two CEOs.
I feel like
You can't have two CEOs.
You can never have two CEOs in a company. It has to be one.
I can.
Never.
You can't.
Because that's Mulwa, that's not you.
No, we've never. Even the biggest companies we know.
Yeah.
Even there's that one CEO.
Okay.
You have to follow the lead of one person.
Family. Come on, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
I would love to see how that one goes, man. That's interesting.
Very interesting.
kwani hamu
How will it
Equality
work?
with them. Patriarchy.
Equality kwa behaviors.
Okay.
Then patriarchy kwa mindset. Juu lazima mwanaume akue mwanaume kwa nyumba.
Good.
You
So you
get
want-
me? Like,
So ideally, what you're trying to
Ni kubenefit wewe. It's not i benefit marriage.
and you know you
Ni
see,
wewe peke yako. Women think about themselves but men watafikiria both sides.
Kama mwanaume kwa nyumba lakini acha tutafute sisi wote. Zangu ni zangu definitely.
zako ni zako.
Unaona?
zake ni
So it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. That's why it can't work. The two, water and paraffin.
Watch
Unless-
me in 10 years time.
Okay.
Watch me.
Okay, as long as
Social Scene Podcast.
yeah,
20 what?
20 we're in
2020 2033.
2033 we'll bring back this episode. Whoever you shall have settled with, then we'll
kuulize how is it
how is it 10 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, so guys,
sasa natafuta
Anyway, I don't know. Are we coming to an end or are we? Okay.
Ebu, maybe, I don't know. Unaweza imalizia outro, hamu tuendelee kuna
time.
Anatukata na points ziko.
Yes, so I wish we had and we need to shoot the behind the scenes. Because behind the scenes are more good than what you are going to see. I swear. Next time try.
Hakuna outros.
Yeah, so next time if you ever want to be part of this show and experience the things you experience behind the scenes that we are not able to show you but will one day show you, there's a number that is iko hapo chini. Feel free to contact that number. The producer of the show will arrange with you on how you'll be part of this discussion. Whichever discussion you want to fit in, you just tell us if you are talking about this topic. I would love to come in. We'll have you in mind. Whenever we're shooting, tutakuita. What again do we have to say, guys? Tunakuja end, but tunatoka kwa kamera, but huku nyuma Kenya bado inaendelea.
Officially imemalizika
for the podcast. Yes. Anyway, let me say we thank you very much for being here with us. Continue subscribing. 51% of our viewers are not subscribers, and that is so bad. So if you're viewing and you're not subscribing, let it be a mutual relationship. Si yenye tumeongelea hapa. Let this be a mutual relationship. Yeah. In this case now, we embrace equality. So if you watch it, you like it, and you keep coming back, and you love whatever you're seeing there, just hit the subscribe button. That's the best you can give to us. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, X, Social Scene Podcast, TikTok, Social Scene Podcast, Instagram, Social Scene Podcast, which am I forgetting? Facebook. TikTok.
Oh.
Facebook, Social Scene Podcast. And for that reason, guys, today I've been your host, Oburu Odhiambo. This is the last time you see me as a host, man. Dixon, yes, I can no longer sit here again. With me, I've had beautiful guest and a handsome guest. Once again, just to where. Your name? Kirabu Chan.
Sophie Juma.
Rachel Omoshe.
It's your girl Mulwa.
It's your girl Mulwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, until next time, guys.
Bye.